So I'm Blaženka Divjak. I'm full professor at University of Zagreb, Faculty of Organization and Informatics, full professor in mathematics. So you can see here one presentation at a conference, I think 2015. So assessment of complex non-structured mathematical problems when we presented this case, and it was perceived as innovative at that time. But also we try to use different approaches and upgrade our approach through this last decade. Because at the beginning we have problem posing, problem solving, and then we also accompanied for the peer assessment rubric. So we use rubric for peer assessment. So it is there are criteria we use here, but also at the end we can analyze, for example, which criteria are fulfilled for most of the students ever, and where students do have some problems, and also compare results of particular students with the overall results. So I think it is basically it is innovative because there are different pieces that we try not just to innovate at the beginning and then just use it for a decade, but also to innovate some other aspects. For example, what we try to do in a peer assessment, we try to see we try to see how we can say if this peer assessment is reliable. So we also develop some, for example, some algorithm, how we can be sure that we can take some of the judgment from the rubrics based on the criteria that are given by students into account. Our intention actually to implement this new algorithm also in analysis. We implemented this algorithm on one other course on project management, but not here. But still, it is, let's say, one of the innovation that we are still would like to introduce. Then the second one, it is based on let's say, I can give you a clue how it works. So there are actually, as I said, two stages. The first stage that is problem posing. So it means that students are using Wiki. You can see here the icon in their groups. And then in that Wiki, they can develop this theme. They can develop their idea. And then it is interaction online. Probably we can find some other, let's say, different tools to work in that environment. But we also learned that students, the most, let's say, demanding for them, it's not problem solving, but really problem posing. So what we try to do in this phase, it is to find some employers to work with students in this phase. So for the first time last year, we introduced online consultations, and a few groups, I think 3 groups, are working with really with employers directly to formulate this, let's say, problem at the beginning. So that's, let's say, first let's say it's something that we can still strengthen, this real involvement of employers. And then the second one, as I said, we use here a workshop, so I can do it like this, not to give you the overview of the names here, so I try to be conscious about it. So we use this in Moodle, this workshop. It is quite interesting. So that you have a peer assessment at the end and the calculation of grade and so on. So what we try to do, it is also to introduce different algorithms for calculation of the final grade, and to have a feedback to students that use more learning analytics, not just the feedback that they can see the comments and overall grade, but also to have much more structured feedback like this, then it is automatically generated.